What's up, everyone? I'm Ryan from Fireside Yankees. Have Nick with us today. Yankees drop a third game that they just, look, good teams play bad all the times. Good teams, we've seen the Dodgers get swept by the Pirates, right? Not the Marlins, excuse me, the Mariners when they were struggling took a series from the Mets. We've seen the Braves drop split a series against the Reds. We've seen
Royals
Rays
just beat the Blue Jays tonight
right
with their AAA squad led by Nicky Lopez.
Yeah, Reds swept the Rays. Red Sox just got swept. Like, things happen, don't get me wrong. But losses like this can be infuriating because they're very winnable games. I think in the first game of the series, you blow a 3-0 lead with Holmes on the mound. You just get haunted by Wandy and Trevino deciding to elevate a changeup instead of to go down and away and kind of give Indiana silver platter a pitch for him to get his bat on and get his barrel around. And then you look at tonight, right? I don't want to harp on the dude too much because he was pitching a lot better as of late, but good God, Lucas Slitke, man. You're in 2 strike counts. You have a great curveball. That's your strikeout pitch. What the hell are we doing throwing sliders, trying zone over the heart of the plate, trying to get swings and misses like that? Go to your curveball, bury your curveball. You got multiple strikeouts. You get strikeouts all the time doing it. I think he has like 40 or 50% strikeout rate on his curveball. And he hasn't given up a single hit off of it. So to even think on 2 strikes to not go to that pitch is beyond me. It's a sign of just bad baseball. That's stupid baseball. Let's not win this game. Let's not put our best foot forward. Let's get cute here. Let's not put the foot on the throat of Cincinnati. Let's let this game, be a winnable game for the Reds. And the Reds smelt blood in the water and they beat the Yankees. Now, am I going to say this has a long effect on the team? No, not really. They are in need of an all-star break very badly. The bullpen's very fatigued. But
Sure.
Nick, take it away. Give me your thoughts a little bit on this game, on this series. What did you see? And yeah.
I mean, the team needs Tyler Wade more than ever. No, I'm just kidding. The series sucked. Like, there's no way to sugarcoat it. Even the game the Yankees won, they won on walk-off pitches. So realistically, wild pitches, walk-off pitches, wild pitches. So it's like, okay, that was one of the worst series all year. And yes, I get it's coming right before the All-Star break. So it's like there is fatigue, a lot of innings for the pitchers, some injuries kind of popping up now. So it's like I get that. But at the same time, this is the Reds. This is not a team that you should be fooling around with and taking to extra innings numerous times in the series. Like what is going through the mind of some of these guys where it's like, all right, like you said, Litke, some of the decision making by the pitching, the bullpen, especially tonight, was just like, what are you doing there? Like, I understand that Loaizaga was put into an unforgivable situation where it's like, all right, why are we putting him in the game right now? This is his first game back, his last rehab start. He didn't really do that well in. And we were putting him in the 8th inning of a 1-run game. So I didn't really entirely get that. But at the same time, there was not really a lot of arms you could use. This series just shed a light on how badly the Yankees need Ron Marinaccio back. Like, at first, sure, it was a bit of a joke, and I was like, yeah, he's my boy. But, legitimately, Ron Marinaccio would have solved so many problems in this series. The bullpen today was atrocious, aside from Abreu. It was borderline, Cincinnati levels. That's why we lost the game. And yes, I understand Carpenter playing right field was a bit of an eyesore on a couple of plays. Like, he had the one where he just didn't decide to throw home on a sac fly. And honestly, if he had thrown home, he probably would have got him, because right after he realized, oh shit, I should throw home, he threw it in a one-hop Trevino, and Senzel actually had a slide. 2, he made that terrible route on the ball. And then 3, he also had one where it was another sac fly, and he tried to go home instead of throwing it to second. So it's like there were those types of plays that were not fun to watch, and you could tell he's not an everyday outfielder. But then on the reverse, he went 1 for 3 with a walk and a hitch by pitch and a 2-run home run. So you can't take him out of the lineup.
Yeah, I think one thing you kind of talked about with the bullpen, right? Why is Loaizaga throwing a cutter? What? Like,
His
I'm
sinker
sorry.
was good.
Am I missing something here?
And his sinker, I don't know why he stayed. He went away from it. He touched 100. It had 16 inches of run still. It looked good. And then he started throwing the cutter, and it's what are you doing?
I don't know what I'm missing here, but he has when he's on, he has a great changeup, great sinker, great curveball, great, four-seam fastball even. where the hell did the cutter come from? Why are we throwing cutters? People
Maybe trying to do
can,
something new because
he can
he's
try to
back.
make an
I don't know.
adjustment. I appreciate trying to make an adjustment. However, what adjustment? Like, there's not, the reason he was struggling early in the year was because of his command. It was not because his pitches aren't that good.
No, his stuff is still
Why?
filthy.
Yeah, why are we throwing cutters?
That's
But
the
why?
last thing you need to worry about. You don't need to add a new pitch. Just work on locating your pitches. Literally, just throw your
Right.
changeup, sinker, and then occasional slider, and you'll be money, my dude. Curveball, you'll be money.
And if he didn't have a curveball, why is he in this game? If he doesn't have his curveball, why is he back? Right? Like, if he could look, this is how I see
They
it.
clearly rushed him because they needed him. Like, that's the problem right now, is that we're losing arms left and right, and we needed Loizaga. Like, let's be honest, if we didn't have Loizaga tonight, it would have been even uglier, if I'm being real. Because Castro, like, for whatever reason, we didn't go to Castro. And then after Loizaga pitched, Castro was up and warming. So, like, I didn't get that. This bullpen right now, you can just tell
I don't understand why Castro.
It's on shaky legs.
I don't understand why Castro isn't in the game when Litkey's in the game. Because if you think about it, it was
both
Votto. Right. It was Votto and two righties right after. Like, I think the thing that I'm not going to sit here and criticize Boone, because here's the reality of it, right? When you bring in Jonathan Loizaga, Jonathan Loizaga can give up a run, sure, but 3 runs is unacceptable.
Yeah.
Lucas Litkey, sure, maybe he'll give up a run or 2. 3 runs is unacceptable. That's on the pitcher.
Back to back doubles, and they were hard hit, all of them. It's like, what in the?
And you look at, again, pitch selection. What more? We saw this with the Boston outing. What pitch was he getting strikeouts on consistently? Curveballs. What pitch was he getting strikeouts on tonight? Curveballs. What more does he have to see? Last year, what made him so good? His curveball. So again, I'm just struggling to understand here. What more do we have to see for this guy to stick with his curveball? Stick with what makes you good. Stick with what makes you successful. It feels like some Yankee relievers or some pitchers for the Yankees have kind of tried to get too cute and stray away from what makes them very good. We see this with Garrett Cole sometimes, but he'll stay away from his fastball, and you're like, what are we doing here? That's your best pitch. Look at Luis Castillo tonight. Luis Castillo tonight did not have his best stuff. He, in terms of like command, right? He was not sharp,
walking a couple guys.
And the umpire was not helping either. Umpire cost him. There was probably 2 walks in there that he shouldn't have given up.
The leadoff walk to DJ was a strikeout.
Yeah. So, he doesn't have his best stuff, sure. What does he go to against LeMahieu? What does he go to against all these guys in these tough outings? He goes to his 4-seam fastball. He doesn't screw around. When things aren't going well, he doesn't decide to, hey, let me try my slider here. Let me try my changeup here. If it's 2 strikes and he knows he doesn't have it, he goes to his fastball, because that's his pitch. So for Christ's sake, guys, why can't we make that adjustment? We made that was an adjustment the Yankees were very good at early in the season. Pitch optimization. Throwing your best pitch, consistently using your best pitch, trying to attack guys and try to go for the strikeout. And certain guys in this bullpen have decided to lean away from that, to lean away from what gets you outs, to lean away what gets you swings and misses. And that's not a sustainable way to win baseball games. In October, teams will eat you alive like that. If you want to win baseball games, you got to get strikeouts as a pitching staff. You have to get swings and misses. And this pitching staff sometimes just is incapable of getting those swings and misses. And it's infuriating. And then on top of that, some of these double plays got to get turned, man.
It happens way too often. Like, I feel like in the past, in this series especially, there's like 3, maybe 4 double plays that were just not turned. And it was either because of like, all right, like that's unfortunate that a ball like where it like just bounced off the glove, or it was because of a defensive mishap. So it's like DJ showed some what the hell was that defensive plays this series? Donaldson did, IKF as usual did, even Marwin did a little bit. So like no one was stellar that's been playing that left side of the infield like all series, which has been weird considering the third base, especially this year for the Yankees, has been the best third base position defensively by any team in baseball. So this was a bit of that's the only thing I'm not worried about, like some of the defensive mishaps. But the one thing I am worried about is why this team is still so hesitant to call up Peraza. I mean, again, tonight he hit a home run and a double. Like, he's got 11 home runs on the season. I understand IKF pinch hit tonight and hit a ball up the middle. It was actually a good piece of hitting by IKF. It was a 2-strike count, and I was like, well, that's it. Good night. And he hit it up the middle. But I still don't want him getting more at-bats going forward, especially over Peraza. There's no justification for it. And this series, you could have used someone like Peraza. I will say, IKF played really well this series, but Peraza's ability to one just be better defensively and then better on the bases makes him a bigger threat. And the fact that he actually gets more lift on the ball makes him a much better threat to any opposing pitcher, just naturally.
Yeah, I think over the last few weeks, we've kind of gotten to see, hey, look, when the Yankees aren't going right, when this team isn't going right, these are their flaws. And we've kind of understood what their flaws are. Shortstop, outfield with Gallo, you cut ties there. Yeah, he had a couple big walks, don't get me wrong, but, for the most part, you're cutting ties.
I just think it's too little too late. Like, it's like,
yeah,
I'm glad because June, I think, or July, I think he's got like a 770 OPS in July. Like, the dude's actually been, like, it's because he's walking a ton, I will say. He's like a 22-25% walk rate this month. But that's not really coming with a lot of results. He's 4 for his last 50. So it's like, that was coming into tonight, granted. So it's like Gallo needs a new scenery, needs a change of scenery. And the Yankees can offer him that. I just don't know if it's going to be via DFA because no one wants him in a trade, or if it's going to be a trade, or if it's going to be a package or something. But I do not think Gallo sees post-deadline baseball with the Yankees.
Yeah, so for those wondering, Robert Murray actually reported that there is some traction for Gallo to be dealt. So it's a little bit, that'll be interesting for us to monitor. But, kind of circling back to this point, Castillo showed tonight that he's the guy for the Yankees pitching.
Yeah, they shouldn't let him leave. They should
they should
him in New York tonight. Trade
yeah,
him.
I
mean, trade Peraza if you're not going to give him at bats. That's the
right.
flip side of the coin. If you're just loving what IKF's doing and this streak you're convinced with, then great. Trade Peraza and get a starting pitcher or get a star outfielder. It seems more likely Castillo. And tonight he just showcased that he has what it takes to pitch under the bright lights. He can do it. He's not going to be Sonny Gray.
Yeah, and ultimately, you walk away from the series, and I think we can all take a step back and kind of realize it happens. This type of stuff happens.
Yeah, I think this is the worst loss in the season, though, in my opinion, in terms of just how much it sucks. Like, not again, it's not like a big loss because they don't mean anything. They're the NL. It's the Reds. They're not a playoff contender, and the Red Sox and Blue Jays lost. So it's like, okay, that nothing really changed. But it just, the reason it's the worst loss is because you had to go to extra innings against the worst pitching staff in baseball and the worst bullpen in baseball, and your bullpen couldn't even get the job done. So that's why it sucks.
Yeah, and ultimately, hopefully the Yankees can kind of bounce back here against the Red Sox. The Red Sox are coming off a sweep. The Yankees are coming off a series loss. Both of these teams are kind of desperately in need of a pick me up before the All-Star break.
But we face Eovaldi and Sale in the series.
Oh, I mean, hey, look, man, the Yankees are gonna have the work cut out for them. But first,
this could be October. This could be October for the Yankees. Yeah. Red Sox could make it to the ALDS. This could be their 1-2. Eovaldi Sale. Sorry.
Yeah, no. One thing I will say right now is that I am not looking forward to having to watch Tyone try to pitch against that offense again. I need Tyone to turn it around because it's been brutal lately. But hey, man, look, go out there, try to get 2 out of 3. When you try to head into this All-Star break with a little bit of a pick-me-up, get your rest in, get some guys in the bullpen rested up, gets a couple of your pitchers back. Hopefully things turn around for you a little bit, and start working the phones, right? Like, we need a little bit of reinforcement.
You got to make some moves.
And the Yankees haven't been shy. We've seen this with Holmes, where they acquired Holmes well before the deadline.
Yeah. I mean, we got a couple weeks till the deadline's really here. I believe is like August 6th, 7th.
Yeah, it's a little bit away still.
So we have time, and at the end of the day, there's a lot of moves to be made. I for one still think the Yankees could be a market for multiple starting pitchers. I could see them getting Castillo and then getting another guy that's just kind of more of an innings eater, to help get them through this late season push. Like, I know Severino says he's feeling good and is looking forward to making his next start after the All-Star break, but I don't know if the Yankees are going to want to rush him. So I think that they're going to be in the market for a couple of starting pitchers this deadline. And I think that they're kind of thinking to themselves, we don't need a shortstop. So they may get a couple of pitchers and 1 outfielder. And I think that'll be their deadline. So I don't know. I'm looking forward to more Yankees baseball. They got to get up. They got to beat the Red Sox at home. You got to win that series at home, especially after dropping one to the Reds twice, in games you should have won.
Yeah, and ultimately, you got to. Ultimately, you look in the series you should have won this series. You didn't. You can't. You're not going to hang. You're not going to, get hung up on this too much, and just try to roll into this Boston series and, get the ball rolling and get into the All-Star break, try to rest up. And yeah, so thank you guys so much for checking us out. We appreciate you guys' support. Your continued support has been great. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Check out Empire Sports Media for all your new sports content. Check out our Instagram, Twitter, and our Facebook, all in the same handle, Fireside Yankees. And of course, you guys know to check out our Twitters up above our heads. And we'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.